Hello everyone, my name is Phineas Dorazing and I am a Jiu-Jitsu blue belt. I've been training for about 3 years now, and I decided to start this channel just to share with you some tips and tricks for training and things of that nature. Um, Today I wanted to talk about what I do after my training sessions. Typically what I like to do is journaling. I used to just write step by step um, basically what goes into a different move to any individual move. Um, and so essentially how I used to break that down is literally close guard armbar in the gi, get the collar grip, break the posture, uh, let's see, inside foot on the hip, whatever. And then I would literally break it down step by step by step. And unfortunately, that hindered me in the sense of when it came to a live roll, I was looking for those exact steps. And I think the problem with uh, staying at that stage in your training where you're thinking of things in terms of steps is that you're excluding the fact that your opponent also gets a vote in what happens. So they're not just going to sit there like a limp noodle waiting for you to do something. They are going to try and stop you. They are going to do everything that they can in their power to stop you. So what I graduated to doing um, when journaling is I'll ask myself 4 questions. So the first question that I ask myself is what went well? What wins do I have? Was I able to get back to guard after getting mounted? Was I able to off balance someone at least once? It doesn't have to be a submission, it doesn't have to be a sweep. Just what did you do right? And then I write that down. Um, the next question that I ask myself is uh, what was the most challenging thing? Typically, I find this with the upper belts that I train with. All of them are very, very talented. They have a lot of experience. So uh, even when I roll with my coach, there's something that he is working on that day. And the way I know that, especially, is that he'll do the same thing to me about 10 or 20 times in the 5 minute round. You know, he might do it the same way every time. He might do it a different way every time, but accomplish the same task. Sorry, my cats are running around like maniacs. But anyway, I don't have the experience level. I haven't had the amount of opportunities, the amount of experiences that he has had to be able to pull this off. All I'm thinking is, how do I stand around? So if you break that mindset down, what is that? That is a form of panic. So um, if you're a blue belt out there and you're wondering why you're panicking, don't worry, you're not alone. Like I also have that, especially when my instructor hits me with like the same move 3 times in a row. My mind is just grasping for straws. And unfortunately, that just seems to be a part of the process until it isn't, you know? Um, so the next question that I ask myself, uh, let's see. Okay. Yeah, so I kind of hit on it already. I asked my with the challenges, you have that issue of patterns, which was actually my third point. Um, but also along with that is like, do you notice patterns? Like, do you have a tendency to go to your back? Uh, and then like kind of branch out what the problem is from there. Well, what's the problem with going to your back? You know, um, I mean, you play close guard from your back, you play open guard from your back. So what's the problem with going to your back? For me, the issue with going to my back is I go to my back and I don't create frames. And the problem with that is uh, basically, you get mounted, you get side mounted, and that shouldn't happen. So that's something that I am working on. Um, and lastly, what I ask myself is, what is your goal for the next class? So I think the goal of not getting submitted in the next class is overly ambitious. I see it as a thing that is going to happen, especially having only trained 3 years, going against these purple belts and brown belts. I don't even. It's not excluded to any particular belt. Let me say that. Like, it's not just purple belts, brown belts, and black belts that give me problems. I get submitted every week by white belts. Okay, it in my mind at this point, it's a game of chance. And you try to be as strategic as you possibly can in every class. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and that's just how the game is. Um, so that's all I have for you guys today. The 4 questions to ask yourself after every class. First one is, what went well today, and why did it work? Be sure to add that "why did it work" part, because that helps you remember it for the next time that you employed that move. Second question is, what is the most challenging thing, and what could you have done differently? Uh, Third question is, were there any patterns that you could identify? And the last question is, what is your goal for next class? And you could throw in a bonus question of, did you meet your goal for this class? If you're making goals, like if you're making unattainable goals, like not getting submitted by your professor and you're a white belt, that's unattainable. You need to make attainable goals for yourself. Like, for example, can you get to close guard? Well, then if you got to close guard at least once during your class, that's a win. You know, a step up from that might be, can I get to close guard, and can I break my opponent's posture? To me, these things are attainable, and I think that these small attainable goals over time compound into what will eventually be the unstoppable force of a black belt. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it useful. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. Thank you.